Hi, this is Dr. Sultan Qadri. Just begin with today's session. Now, our today's topic was data analysis. And as we have discussed that we'll go through from scratch. So let's begin with data. What is data? What are different types of data? And then what does analysis really mean? And in which context and in which are different modes which we can analyze data now. So data means information. Just keep this in mind. Data means information. And when we treat data as information, it means there can be different modes of collecting data. Like there are visual modes, there are verbal modes. We can collect textual data, data in form of voices, images, videos, facial expressions, body language, everything that provide us information, and that information is data. Now, what are the different types of data? Practically, there are many types of data, and the types of data really depends on the perspective in which we are trying to analyze data. For instance, mainly there are data which are sensory based, like the data which we can collect or analyze with the help of our senses, like visual data or verbal data, vocal data, textual data we can read and understand. And then if we analyze data from communication point of view, then there are verbal data and non-verbal data. In verbal data can be collected through interviews, questionnaires, panel discussions, whereas non-verbal data contains on body language, facial expressions, gestures, and so on. Now, as far as research papers, research projects, MS, PhD researches are concerned, mainly we consider data from an entirely different perspective. Now, if you want to know the main types of data which is used in research, so you can then you can use that data, these data types. For instance, the first and primary type of data is time series, cross-sectional, and panel data. What are these time series, cross-sectional, and panel data? Just keep in mind that these are the data types which depends on time and entity. And what does time and entity really mean? Let me show you here. This is the main sample data set data file. It's here. I've shared the link with the participant, and if you don't have that link, let me know. I'll share that in the comment box. And this file is here. Now this is the data set. Now let's see, there is a single variable f. F is a variable which represents foreign direct investment. And country, there is a single country, that is Brazil, and then comes the time, 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4 to 2024, 2024. Now this type of data is known as time series data, because we see that single entity, the data on single entity is collected at multiple time period. FDI as a percentage of GDP definitely is 5% in 2000, 4.14% in 2001, 3.25% in 2002, and so on. It means there are different values of the same variable, and the values, why these values differ? Because these values are collected at different point in time. So just keep in mind, if we are dealing with single entity at multiple time, that data is known as time series data. Time series data means single entity multiple time. Now, if we select all the entities and this, now what we have got? We have got 5 different countries. It's BRICS, in fact. We have got 5 countries and FDI. We have got 5 different values of FDI, and time is same in 2000. So why these values differ? These values differ because they belongs to different entities. It means we are dealing with different entities at the same time. Time is constant, but entities are changed. So this type of data is known as cross-sectional data. In case of cross-sectional data, we are dealing with different entities at a single point in time. This is the second type. Now we have got multiple entities, like multiple countries and multiple time period. Then this data is known as panel data. In fact, this was a panel data set. Panel data set means we are dealing with multiple point in time and with multiple entities. So when there are multiple entities which we are dealing in multiple time period, it's panel data. So this is the first classification of data from time and entity perspective: time series, cross-sectional, and panel data. Now, as a researcher, just a tip to organize your activities. For instance, if you are new with this, just make a folder on your Google Drive. I will show you as you. So like this, I've already made a folder. If just make a folder like project 1, and then you can save as many files here, like file upload. Just give it the path, and then you can upload as many items as you want in your particular folder, just to stay organized. And then these colors coding, these can be used when you are dealing with multiple projects at the same time. Like when it's going on, it's incomplete, you can organize it with a red color. If it's completed, green means it's completed, blue means this project has been published. So this way you can organize your data. Now, so these are multiple variables, like it's same, it's foreign direct investment, GDP deflator, GDP per capita, and whatever they name. You don't need to be worried about the names and the technicalities behind this. So we should know need to analyze the data as per some particular requirements. For instance, which type of data is this? We must be able to differentiate. Like it's, if there's only one country, then it would be time series data, but you know that there are different countries, so it means it's a panel data set. Now, there is another category of data which we generally deal with in the similar studies, that is based on characteristics of data, measurable characteristics. And from that point of view, we have got 2 categories: qualitative data and quantitative data. So again, It's not mutually exclusive categories, so you may find some like this foreign direct investment. It's a panel data. At the same time, it's is it qualitative or quantitative? Now we need to differentiate qualitative and quantitative data. Quantitative data, you can quantify, you can count, like it's got some measure, some for instance, speed or time or weight or value. You can measure that. Quantify easily, directly quantifiable data. And the other type of data, which is qualitative data, which data is qualitative, like this country name. Can we quantify this country name? We can quantify foreign direct investment, we can quantify GDP, deflator, GDP per capita, but is there a way we can quantify the country name? So if we cannot quantify it directly, it means it's a qualitative data. Now, qualitative data is something which cannot be directly quantifiable. We will quantify, I'll show you how we can convert this information into numeric one, but that is an artificial process of converting, and there are restrictions, there are limitations. What are the limitations? I'll tell you. So qualitative data, like name, like colors, like categories like gender, male and female, or like level of education, primary, secondary, higher secondary, different levels of education. So these type of informations are information is qualitative data. Now, almost all of these data, all of this data is quantitative data other than the country name. Country name is qualitative data. Then another important category with this, that is level of measurement. From level of measurement point of view, again there are different types of data. If we are dealing with data from level of measurement point of view, we have got different categories. Maybe you have heard some of them, like nominal, ordinal, interval, ratio data. Let's see. For example, this is a country name, and I've got my own coding. For example, I am treating Brazil as one. Its country code. Okay. Now these are the codes, and similarly if you can assign different codes. Now these country codes, these are numbers. So can we treat these codes as numerical data? Can we perform different numerical operations which we can perform here? For instance, we can take average of these. But similarly, can we add here 1 plus 2? One plus 2 in our code. Can we say that 1 plus 2 equals to 3? We certainly not. It means these are number, country codes are number, numerics, but these are not as quantifiable directly and naturally, because these are the numbers which we assign. Someone else can assign Brazil a different number like 2, 3, and what else. So these are self-assigned numbers. It's not real number. And then what's the use of these number? These number are just used to categorize one distinct category with the other. So this is nominal data. So there are four types of data from level of measurement point of view. First type is nominal data, and nominal data means a data which primary function of that data is to categorize. So this is nominal data. The next one is ordinal data. Ordinal data is something which represents rank. For instance, these base paper, there are some base papers which we will discuss at some stage. Yeah. This is a study that is PLS based, partial least square. The actual information which is gathered in this study is this. This is the information which they gather. These are the items. For example, they ask a question to the respondent: plastic products can cause water pollution. And how the other people, the respondents, respond to these questions? There would be 5 or 7 options. These are the options. All the items use Likert scales. One means strongly disagree, and 7 means strongly agree. It means when someone is asked this type of question, for example, this question: I want to use economic friendly home product, and then in front of this statement there would be 7 options would be there, right from strongly disagree to strongly agree. Strongly disagree means 1, then there would be slightly disagree, and then disagree to slightly agree, and what else until strongly agree, that is 7. So this 1 to 7 numbers, are they real numbers? No. These number in fact shows rank. Strongly disagree is in a state of mind, and strongly disagree to slightly disagree. What's the difference between, or the distance between, strong disagreement and slight disagreement? Nobody knows. It's not clear. But we know that strong disagreement is an extreme position as compared to slight disagreement. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers, these numbers shows rank, different ranks. If we have got data like that, where different number shows rank, that data is known as ordinal level data. So we should keep an eye on the nature of data, because the statistical technique or econometric technique which we use to answer our research questions heavily depend on the type of data, and which one technique is suitable to one type of particular data is maybe it would be inappropriate to be applied on the other type of data. So we need to consider the correct type of data and type of technique. Now, third one is interval level data. And as far as general softwares, statistical softwares are concerned, like SPSS and the others like that, so they just treat 3 types of data: nominal, ordinal, and it's written over there in the general software tools, level. Level means interval or ratio, both. So there are four types of data: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. But the interval and ratio data is treated in the same manner in the softwares. These are the data: foreign direct investment as a percentage of GDP. Is it nominal? No, it's not nominal. Is it ordinal? Does it show rank? No, it's not rank. It must be interval or ratio level data. Now, interval or ratio data are almost same, but one technical difference. Not that is not a difference which is based on any formula or structure of formula or technical calculation. It's simple logic. In case of interval data, 0 is not real. It's not real. Is arbitrary. Is user defined. You can change this number 0. For instance, the most common example which you will come across on internet is temperature. Temperature. When we differentiate interval data and ratio data, the easiest way different researchers found is to differentiate this with the help of temperature, because they say what's written over there is, in case of interval data 0 is not real, and in case of ratio data 0 is real. But what does it really mean? Practically I was really confused when I read this those text, and it didn't make sense to me practically. But now I got understanding that what does real 0 mean. Real 0 means absence. When 0 comes and represent absence, it means that 0 is real. How much income do you have? And you say 0. 0 means absence of income. How much saving someone else has? And he says, I have 0 savings. 0 saving means absence of saving. What's the speed of this car which is parked in this parking area? Speed is 0. 0 speed means absence of speed. It's not moving. It's stationary. Now, so 0 means absence. If 0 shows absence, it means it's a ratio level data. You can perform all statistical information in which ratios are given. But if 0 does not show absence, 0 is not real, 0 is user defined. For instance, in Celsius scale 0 is somewhere else, and the Fahrenheit scale 0 is somewhere else. So 0 is not real. We cannot take ratios. We cannot use the formula which contains the ratios. Now, how this and similar data sets can be created, let me show you. And just before the next session, I expect everyone to build a data set of his or her own. How we can do that? The first and easiest source is to go towards WDI data bank. Easiest source. Now, there are different tabs here. Thank you very much. Now, particularly time, series, and country. Like, let's begin with series. Series means variables. We can select 2 or 3 variables. In free time, you can explore different variables. These are the variables which are here. So right now I am looking for labor force. This is labor force, absolute labor force, total labor force. and the other is interest rate. These are the two variables which I've selected. Okay. Countries, now you can select as many countries as you want. I am selecting five countries. So I've selected five countries, one series. Let me select at least one more. Okay, two and time. You can manually select or recent 25 years, for example. Apply changes. Now, which type of data this from time and entity perspective? It's panel data because we are dealing with more than one country. So in most of the softwares, the most compatible form is this. Go to layout. You want time in row, series in column, and country in row. Just remember, if you are dealing with panel data, RCR. RCR means row, column, row. Apply changes. Then this is the form. And now you can download data in Excel and CSV, whatever format you want. It's been taking a bit more time. Okay, so it's downloaded. So it's panel data. Now instead of all this, if we are dealing with 2023 only, same data set, but we are dealing with 2023 only. So this data will be converted into which type of data? Cross-sectional data. Same time and multiple entities. Now you can download this cross-sectional data. Or we have selected last 25 years, and instead of these five countries, you have now only one country. So it's time series data. It means you can generate a time series, panel data, or cross-sectional series of your own using here. It's one way. Otherwise, it's a panel data, and with a simple Excel command, we can convert this Excel data into, we can convert this panel data into time series or cross-sectional data. So you can do these as well. Now, how to deal with this data? Before going further towards this, let me show you one more thing. Before the next session, just have a look on these base papers. It's right here in this folder, base paper. Just go through the descriptive stats. Just have a look on these variables like here respondents demographics, and just have a look on this data. Data on gender, is it qualitative, quantitative? Is it time series, cross sectional? Occupation, which type of data is this? Educational qualification, undergraduate, graduate, which type of data is this? Just think about this. I'm sorry. Summary statistics. Mean standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis. Maybe you have heard about this. In the descriptive statistics, the basic thing. We'll discuss that later. So before the next session on next week, just have a look on these base papers and just revise the basic data types and just think about different variation in these types. And just keep giving your feedback through your comments, and we'll be connected next week inshallah. Thank you, take care.